First up on the show, an Israeli airstrike hit central Beirut early Monday, the first such strike in the heart of the city in nearly a year of conflict. The strike comes days after the killing of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. Meanwhile, Hamas said that another strike in southern city of Tyre had also killed its leader in Lebanon. The strike near a major transportation hub in central Beirut hit a multi-story residential building, and according to Lebanese Health Ministry, 4 people were killed in the incident, including 3 leaders of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. The ministry said that more than 100 people were killed and 350 others were wounded in the last 24 hours, as Israel claimed to have struck dozens of Hezbollah terror targets in Lebanon, including missile launchers aimed at Israel, weapons storage facilities and other Hezbollah infrastructure. Also, Israel struck Houthi targets in Yemen. Dozens of aircraft, including fighter jets, attacked power plants and seaport facilities at the Ras Isa and Hodeidah ports. The attack killed at least 4 people, 1 port worker and 3 electric engineers. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, in a clear message to Iran and its allies, has said that for the country, no place is too far. Meanwhile, the White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said an all-out war with Hezbollah or Iran would not help residents of northern Israel return to their homes. Kirby underscored that diplomacy is the right path. This as US President Joe Biden said he would speak with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, anything to say to him? Yes, I will be talking to him, and I'll tell you what I say to him when I talk to him.
Meanwhile, the French foreign minister is in Lebanon, and Beirut is the first high-level foreign diplomat to visit the country since Israeli airstrikes intensified 1 week ago. 2 French nationals have been killed in the strikes. Protests were witnessed in France as well as Sweden, Finland, Turkey, among other countries. Protesters demanded an end to Israeli offensive in Lebanon as well as in Gaza. Meanwhile, as Israel chalks out the way forward, opposition lawmaker Gideon Saar is said to be joining Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government. This to strengthen the Prime Minister politically. Local media said Saar would serve as a minister without a portfolio and would take a seat at the Prime Minister's security cabinet. And our correspondent Jody Cohen sent us a report on the latest developments on the fighting in West Asia and what it means for the hostages.
Right, so if we recap what's happened over the past week, we've seen Hezbollah communication devices explode, which according to Hezbollah took 1,500 Hezbollah operatives out of action. Israel has been targeting Hezbollah's leadership, taken out most of its senior commanders, has been striking Hezbollah's weapons depots and rocket launchers, giving advance warning to civilians when it's striking those stored in buildings, and targeted Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah. That's after 11 months of Hezbollah rockets being fired into Israel, and Prime Minister Netanyahu said that Israel will strike whoever strikes Israel. Hamas in the latest has announced that its leader in Lebanon has been killed, and Israel is continuing to target Hamas in Gaza. The Houthis have been firing ballistic missiles, the Islamic resistance have been firing drones towards Israel. These have been largely intercepted, and the IDF said that it struck the Houthi strategic targets in Yemen in response. Now, in terms of the hostages, Netanyahu has suggested that he believes that the more that Hamas head Yahya Sinwar understands that Hezbollah is not going to come to his rescue, the greater the chances of the hostages being returned home.
And we also asked Jody about Israel's moves in Lebanon.
So an Israeli official has said that strikes on Hezbollah targets are a strategy to try to avoid a ground offensive while achieving Israel's goal of returning its evacuated citizens to their homes. Israel believes that Nasrallah's death has impacted Hezbollah's ability to rebuild. Iran and its proxies, we know, have vowed to continue Nasrallah's path, but they have been weakened over the past week. Now, the White House has called Nasrallah's killing a measure of justice. That's because Nasrallah, they say, was responsible for killing killing hundreds of Americans. And remember, Hezbollah is recognized either in part or as a whole as a terror organization by 60 countries and organizations around the world. Now, President Biden said that the US fully supports Israel's right to defend against Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis and any other Iranian-backed terror group. The White House is also calling for a ceasefire, but many people in Israel believe that at this stage a ceasefire would only serve to help Hezbollah, giving them time to regroup.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.